Yo, what is up, guys? It's your host, the one and only Sage Samurai here, and God, how long has it been since I've done this intro? Hold up, let me check. Oh, I accidentally hit my mic. Hold up. Yep, it's been 7 days. Holy, it's been 7. Okay, so look, I'm just gonna run down the whole situation for y'all real quick. Why I've not been posting. Personal matters. Okay, now we're done. Look, I know I just want to say I'm sorry for not posting, but if I were to decide if I had to choose my YouTube channel over my personal life, you best know I'm going to choose my personal life, okay? But besides all that, guys, hope y'all do enjoy this video, because I know y'all been waiting for another part 2, what if Naruto had left the village instead of Sasuke? And either way, let's get started.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?
Alright, guys, so let's get started with this what if. We now change views to Konoha here, as we now see the people from Konoha now returning. Each one of them with a look of just disappointment and shame. Sasuke having the look of just pure rage. How could this happen to them? If you're wondering what, well, thing in occurrence with the masked stranger. Each one of them have been on a down mood, especially Sasuke. After Naruto had left the village, Sasuke had trained a lot. He had trained hard for his brother and for his best friend. But yet, automatically, when faced with someone as powerful as whoever that was, he was not able to do a single thing to him. He made them look like a joke. And even worse of all, he spared them. That's what Sasuke felt. Heck, he didn't even know if he can be able to contend with him. However, that would just drive him to become better. Up next, we have Haruno, who currently right now is honestly feeling really down. After Naruto's disappearance, she had tried her best to become more useful and to get her friend back. After all, Naruto, even though back then he was annoying and everything, that didn't mean that she, hate him. That didn't mean she hate him now. After all, she learned from her mistakes. But during that fight, she was useless. She got turned into a punching bag. She got sent flying. And least of all was Kakashi. Kakashi honestly had no idea what to make of the situation. All he knew was that person was definitely on the Akatsuki level or way above it. And even worse was the fact that he honestly had no idea who exactly was. I mean, there had been a couple of reports about an Akatsuki member with like this black hoodie and everything, but his face, it's weird. Kakashi honestly had no idea, but for some reason, like, he had this familiar aura to him. Although it's darker and much more fierce, it's still familiar. As Kakashi was trying to rack up his brain around it, they all began to walk back to Konoha, to Konoha, and finally report to the Hokage about the mission, to which, she will go ahead and just tell them, like, you can go on. As currently right now, like, Team 7 really just took that fat L. Contemplating about it though, this is when Sasuke would then turn to Kakashi, as we now turn into Sasuke's POV. At this, seeing his sensei now about to leave, Sasuke knew right then and then that he needed to become stronger. That little fight, even though Sasuke knew he was strong, he knew that he was not at that level yet. And that just pushed him to become even further and become even stronger. At this, Kakashi was just about to head out as soon as Sasuke's voice rang in. Kakashi. Hearing his students call, the sensei would then turn around to his student with a confused look on his face. Yeah, Sasuke? Kakashi would say. At this, Sasuke would then ask Kakashi a very simple request. Train me. At this, already knowing where this was going, Hatake knew nothing more but to sigh, look at his book for a couple of seconds, as he's now, crying a little bit inside, of course, as he won't be able to finish this chapter, even though he read it for the past 1,000 times. Don't worry, my sweetheart, I'll return to you, thought Kakashi, as he returns the book. Alright, let's go. At this, Kakashi wouldn't look at Sasuke, as he has to admit, he was proud of the little emo, and how far he came. After all, Sasuke at first, he was walking down a very dark path, but now, he seems now better now. And besides, with Naruto gone, it's just driving him to become even further. Of course, remembering about his old and previous student, the Hatake can do nothing more but look down, as he goes ahead and actually looks up to the sky. Naruto, wherever you are, if you're out there, I'm sorry. But seeing this, they'll both go on to go to a training area, both of them plagued by guilt, shame, and most of all, the remembrance of that fat L they took. Sorry if that was too loud. Moving on. We will now see Naruto, who currently right now is just dashing through. As right now he was making a bunch of headway actually. Naruto had summoned multiple clones to do some recon, as he realized that now that the Akatsuki now know about him and now are like after him now, that means that his time is, the time limit is reaching to an end soon, and he does not want to deal with that, especially not right now. So seeing this opportunity, Naruto has his clones scout out the area, each one of them doing a transformation jutsu or putting on a transformation seal to take in the appearance of someone else. Due to this, they will now be around certain areas picking up information on the Akatsuki. Sort of similar to how Jiraiya has his spy network, Naruto has his Naruto network. It's just all Naruto clones, nothing else. At this, Naruto would then dash off, as currently right now he was making his way to take care of a certain problem. You see, Naruto realized in order to take on this threat and in order to complete his task, he's going to need to take care of certain threats that are going to happen to the future. Yes, the Akatsuki are strong, together, but one-on-one, each one of them have their flaws and weaknesses that they cannot cover. And Naruto was going to fully exploit that. But in order to do that, he needs to get himself on the hands of a certain jutsu from a certain snake. At this, we will now see our protagonist, who's currently right now staring down at this base, as Naruto would then smile. He looks like, I'm about to nab myself a snake. At this, Kurama will then let out a dark chuckle, as we will then zoom into the darkness. Currently right now in his humbled halls, you will see a certain Sanin with of course the snake-like figure, Orochimaru. Said snake has been very busy for the past few years, as he had currently been trying to figure out a way to obtain the Sharingan. His attempt to get Sasuke Uchiha had failed miserably, after said Uchiha had pretty much gotten all his Sound 4 kidnapped by the Sanin and Kakashi Hatake, leaving him with pretty much no servants. By the way, if you guys are asking like what happened to Kumaro, well, I don't know if I said his name right, but if you guys are asking about the bone user, he died. He just died due to his illness. It was killing him anyway. Yeah, so he died. Now, the only one he had left was truly just Kabuto. Well, the only useful one. Everyone else was just, they were nothing more but pawns. As Orochimaru was making his way, he was actually constructing a new experiment. You see, during the time where Orochimaru has been laying wake, he has been, of course, plotting against. He had actually tried attempting something new. At this, we will now see said Snake Sanin as he enters into this chamber. With a smile on his face, he will then look at this vial that he had created. He had multiple different colors, as Orochimaru would then go ahead and actually activate a certain jutsu. Alright, Kabuto, now. Hearing the command from his master, said man would go ahead and turn on the heat, as he would see this weird liquid that was changing colors. Soon, Sasuke, soon I'll have you in the Sharingan, he would say with a smile on his face. Wow, just when I thought you couldn't be even more of a freak, looks like I was wrong. Hearing the new and disturbing voice, Orochimaru would then turn around to see a figure just leaning on the door, red eyes glowing from its hoodie, glaring at him. Who are you? At this, this is when the person would then speak. Your executor. At this is when suddenly Kabuto would then shout, Orochimaru, get out of there! Seeing this, the Snake Sani would then bleats into hand signs, as said figure would do as well. Wind style! Wind hurricane! At this is when Orochimaru would encounter Fire Style, Great Fireball Jutsu! At this, both attacks collide with each other, causing an explosion, as Orochimaru would then glare. Damn it! At this, the roof of the room would then tear off, as both Orochimaru and said unknown person would then jump out of it, each one of them glaring at each other. As this is when Orochimaru would then shout out a command, Kabuto, get the vial out of here, now! At this, hearing his master's command, Kabuto was about to protest, but Orochimaru was vigilant. He would not allow his project, this thing that he's been working on for so damn long, to get out of his grasp due to this nuisance getting in his way. Seeing this, Naruto, or should I say the hooded figure, which I'm just gonna say Naruto because it's just way easier. Plus, I'm pretty sure we all know it. Red slitted eyes would then look at Kabuto as he carries this weird serum, as he then says, "Jackpot." Hearing that, Orochimaru's eyes will widen. So that's what you're after. Well, you might as well try getting it from my dead body. At this, Naruto would then look at him. Exactly. At this, Orochimaru wouldn't have no choice but to dodge, as a wind blade would then try to slash him apart. At this, seeing the attack coming, Orochimaru would then summon out his Kizanagi blade, as he would then clash with the wind blade that Naruto had created. Just who are you? At this, Naruto would then say, that's something you're gonna have to figure out. Oh wait, you won't, cause you're gonna go ahead and die. Especially with your pathetic excuse that you call a life. Seeing this, Orochimaru would then glare as he then swings with his Kizaragi blade, trying to stab the man through his stomach, only for him to dodge. Dodging Orochimaru's attack, Naruto would then dash off and blitz into hand signs, one-handed hand signs, as he would then shout out a jutsu. Advanced style. Fireball, blue flaming ball jutsu! At this, shooting off the jutsu, Orochimaru's eyes will widen as the fireball, instead of being the regular orange to yellow color, it was instead a bluish and whitish color, causing said Snake Sani to try to slither away due to the intense heat. Seeing this, Naruto, seeing the opportunity that Orochimaru was now panicking, would go ahead and actually jump, as he would then speak, Shadow Step. Seeing this, he would then fall into his own shadow, as Orochimaru was too busy trying to dodge this jutsu to even pay attention. Using his body to, of course, maneuver in such an unlikely human-like way, Orochimaru will burst through his floor, of course, as he would then once again fall back into the laboratory of his, with a panic look on his face. Where are you? He would say. At this, there was nothing more but the voice speaking. Wouldn't you like to know? This will be the end of you, Orochimaru. Your sins have come, and it's now time for you to suffer. Hearing all these words, Orochimaru would then yell, as he then says, Who are you, the Shinigami? At this, Naruto would then laugh. No, but you can say that I'm his delivery man of sorts. At this, Orochimaru's eyes would then widen, as he would then feel a hand go right through his chest. As right now, behind him, we would see Naruto with his red eyes, as he would have a cruel and slightly disturbing smirk on his face as he watched Orochimaru crumble. How does it feel, huh? At this, Orochimaru would then spit out blood as he would then open his mouth, only for another copy of him to come out as he goes and throws a kick at Naruto, trying to send him flying. Seeing the kick coming, Naruto would go and actually toss Orochimaru's lifeless corpse up in the air, slapping the other body of his flying, as Naruto would then laugh. Oh man, you really are a disgusting freak, he would say, as he would then wipe away the blood, using Orochimaru's other body, I guess, the one that Naruto, killed, to wipe away. Now then, let's continue on, shall we? Advanced style. Hearing these phrases again, Orochimaru's eyes will widen. After the blue fireball, Orochimaru began to pick up on the advanced styles already, so he could already tell that advanced just means more dangerous, put more potential to kill, and overall run on sight. As Orochimaru tries to slither away, Naruto then shout, Water style, great tsunami! At this, Orochimaru would then look on as suddenly a ginormous literal tsunami would appear right then and there inside he's freaking, well, based, as he's just thinking like, how could he just generate water? There's no water nearby. As literally Orochimaru was too busy to not even pay attention to Naruto at the moment, as literally the entire base was just swept up into this ginormous jutsu, completely destroying it, really. As the last thing we would see was literally a bunch of water flying all over the place. We now go and do a time skip, as we now see the base had now been completely destroyed. We would see rubble flying all over the place, as we see Kabuto, who currently right now got knocked out unconscious, as we see the serum just there in his hand. At this, we would also see Orochimaru, who pushed away a large amount of rubble that fell on top of him, as his back was hurting. Damn it! Fuck! He would say as he then looks around. Everything, all his hard work. At this, he then looks down, only to see Kabuto and smiles. Good. Maybe that fool died to his own jutsu. At this is when suddenly someone appeared right behind him. Or maybe that fool was right behind you. Hearing this, Orochimaru would turn around, only to have a hand grab him by the face. As this is when Naruto would he would then slam his hand shut to the face with Orochimaru's skull literally on it, as he then smashes his brain to bits. At this, once again, Orochimaru's body substitutes again, slipping away as Naruto then sighs. That's getting annoying. As this is when Naruto would then slap his foot on the ground, which causes a ginormous quake to form, shaking around the already destroyed base, as Orochimaru would actually fall into a crater. What? Earth binding. At this, Orochimaru was expecting for a small amount of dirt to just wrap around him, as he then chuckles. Fool, you think such a pathetic jutsu can hold me? Oh, I know it can. At this, Orochimaru would then chuckle as he was about to break out, only for his eyes to become dazed, as Orochimaru was just there standing. At this, an earth-like dome forms around him, as literally Orochimaru would then be cuffed up and everything, as he then gets tied up, pretty much almost like a spider does with its prey. As suddenly, this is when Orochimaru would then let out an anguished scream that literally would get anyone to get a shudder down their spine. Naruto would then turn to Orochimaru with a smile on his face as he hears the cries and agony of the snake Sanin. Naruto would just calmly walk over to the dome as he just lays on it, almost as if it was a bed or something, as he then smirks. Today is a beautiful day, isn't it? Naruto would think, as all you hear was Naruto just laughing like a maniac and Orochimaru's anguished screams. We will now turn our attention to a different location, as we will see the Akatsuki. At this, each one of the members of the Akatsuki had gone off to complete their task that their headmaster, Pain, had ordered them to do. As for said man, he was currently now looking down, as he was currently holding a ring. Well, actually, it will be Pain, but it will be Nagato who was viewing it, as currently right now he was looking at the ring that Konan had. Damn you, Uzumaki, he would say. At this, he had festering hatred growing deep inside of him, as now he was literally getting thrown off the deep end. Screw peace, screw any of that. Nah, all he wants is to end the life of a certain Naruto Uzumaki, as he was glaring daggers at it. Damn you, Uzumaki, thought Nagato. But this is when suddenly he would then get a message, actually. He would then get like a message through the Akatsuki as a bird flies by. Seeing it, Pain takes it as he would then read. Apparently, a large amount of chakra was summoned at a designated location. At this, already, of course, let's be honest here, Nagato right now is not in the right mindset right now. So already he's jumping to conclusions. Uzumaki, he would think, as he would already summon all the rounds of Pain and tell them that they're now going. As Pain swears that he will have the head of Naruto Uzumaki and then avenge Konan. With said Uzumaki, you would see Naruto now currently smiling, as Orochimaru was no longer the prideful and creepy man that he was. Well, actually no, he's still creepy, It's just he's no longer has that, that aura of arrogance that he seemed to have. Yeah, it's not there anymore. In fact, he looks like a broken down version of his old self. As Orochimaru's eyes were dull, and you could see that he actually had tears running down his face. As Naruto then walked down. Orochimaru, oh, what's wrong? Are you sad? Said Naruto as he cackles at the man. The man who had ended the Hokage's life, although Naruto didn't give a damn about Hiruzen. He had to admit, Orochimaru, seeing him like this, it was such a beautiful presentation. It will make even Deidara cry. As Naruto then smirk, give me what I want. At this, we will hear the broken voice of Orochimaru as he then speaks. What do you want? He would say. At this, Naruto would then smile at the snake Sanin, as at first it seemed like a genuine smile, until it turns into one that's so unhinged that literally it will make the Joker look at it and be like, "Hey yo, what the?" Yeah. At this, Naruto would then smirk. At this, he would grab the serum from Orochimaru, and said Snake Sanin was currently right now with a despair look on his face. We'll be looking at the serum. This serum that he had was something that he had been working on. As you know, Orochimaru's dream was to literally gain immortality and to literally learn and master all the jutsus. And this serum, it was everything that he ever wanted. All the bloodline nimbus that he had collected, all of it combined, he had gained it all. And it was all in that one serum. All his life work that he's been working on just to attain the Uchiha once he gets him, it was now about to be taken away from him. Orochimaru's eyes wouldn't look at Naruto as the said boy was currently smirking at the snake Sanin. You know what, Orochimaru? I think it's about time you learn about the person who pretty much ruined you, everything. At this, Naruto wouldn't take off the cloak as he'll go ahead and reveal himself to Orochimaru, causing Snake Sanin to only look on with even more of despair look on his face. As he can't even bottle up, he can't even say any words of rage. Naruto really had broken him. As he would look at Naruto, he wouldn't say, "There, don't you have everything?" At this, Naruto would then smirk. "Oh, I do. And trust me, I gain a lot more." At this, Naruto would then snap his fingers, as if when suddenly multiple poofs would then be heard. At this, Orochimaru would then look on, as to his surprise, there was multiple shadow clones of Naruto, but each one of them were holding a bunch of scrolls. What? Wait, what are you doing? Orochimaru would say as he had even more of a despair look on his face. Heck, at this point, he can't even get any further. As Naruto would then smirk, "Well, Orochimaru, I'm doing the one task that you can't complete." At this, Orochimaru would then widen his eyes as he looks at Naruto, as he then realized that all his hard work was not about to get taken away by this brat. As Naruto would smirk, "Orochimaru, let me give you a few parting words." At this, Naruto would then lean over on Orochimaru until he was literally right next to the man's ear as he then speaks. "This is what you deserve, you mistake that was born into this world. You were always a mistake to begin with." At this, Orochimaru can do nothing more but listen to these words, as Naruto would then back away from the snake Sanin with a smirk on his face, seeing the look of pure despair on his face. As Naruto would then speak, "Don't, Orochimaru, all of these things that you developed, yeah, I know each one of them will be wasted on someone like you. A failure," Naruto would say with a smile. At this, Orochimaru can do nothing more but look on, as Naruto would then snap his fingers, ordering the clones to now take it back, as Naruto would then give Orochimaru one more smile, as he would then say, "Live on with your miserable life. After all, a failure like you isn't even worthy for death." Naruto would then begin to walk away, as he had now finally accomplished the task that he needed. At this, Naruto would then smirk as he looks down at the serum in his hands, as he would then body flicker away, leaving the now broken and miserable Orochimaru alone. As said man, as you would actually, if you were listening closely, you could actually hear the weeping cries of Orochimaru. Yikes, that got a bit depressing. Let's move on, shall we? So, We now do a time skip of sort to when a certain orange-haired man would then arrive at a certain location. At this, we will see Pain now arriving at Orochimaru's base, which was completely decimated, as there was barely anything to even begin with, no signs of life or anything. As Pain was looking around, trying to sense any chakra signature from Uzumaki, he would then sense the signature of Orochimaru, except it was a lot weaker, and even more, it was almost as if Orochimaru was just off. I mean, don't get me wrong, Orochimaru was always off, but like, not like this. At this, Pain will then walk over until he sees it. As his eyes will widen, as he sees Orochimaru, the Snake Sanin, the person who was able to defeat the third Hokage, literally there. He looked so much of a shell of his former self. Orochimaru didn't have any look of pride or arrogance that he usually had. No, it was all gone. Orochimaru was just hollow. There was nothing left. And when you look into his eyes, there was nothing in there to see. Whoever had done this had truly broken Orochimaru to his core. As this will make him look around, he would then see it. He would sense the chakra signature coming from this jutsu as he then vitals in anger. Uzumaki, he would say, as he then looks on. At this, Pain will begin to walk over to Orochimaru. As Orochimaru, he would then just whisper it. Finish me off. At this, Pain will look at Orochimaru, as he would then lift his hand up in the air. As he would then just speak the words, Shinra Tensei. As with that, suddenly a big boom would happen, and that will be the end of Orochimaru. So yep, Orochimaru was now taken care of. Now as we now move on, we will see Naruto, who currently right now had a smirk on his face. As currently right now, all his clones, including himself, had already transported back to the village, due to already having advanced jutsus and such. Arriving at the gates, everyone in the village would see their leader arriving, as they all turned to him expecting for something, as is when Naruto would then smirk. It's the end of the snake, he would say, as he then goes ahead and receives a vital cry from nearly everyone, as Naruto had truly completed the task. At this, everyone was cheering, everyone was clapping their hands and everything. They were all cheering for the person that they deemed their leader, as Naruto would then look on to his other and fellow researchers of this village. At this, Naruto went and told his clones to give them the stuff, to which they will all do so, allowing their village to grow in even more succession. At this is when suddenly one of them would then walk over. Well, it's been a while. At this, Naruto would then turn around, as he would then see it. The previous owner of the Three Tails Jinchuriki, and was the past Mizukage. At this, seeing him, Naruto can do nothing more but stare him down until he finally chuckles. Said Naruto. At this, Yagura, who was the previous Mizukage, if you guys don't know, will then smirk as well, as he then pats Naruto on the shoulder, as he then smiles. Good to see you too. At this, both of them would then smile as they begin to converse with each other, until suddenly this is when Fu, who was previously the Seven Tails Jinchuriki, would then appear. Well, it looks like I made it, she would say. At this, seeing his fellow companion, Naruto would then smirk at her, to which she would smirk at him again, as they would both go ahead and give each other a big old hug. Good to see you. At this, she would then say, yeah, sorry, some people were, pretty annoying, as she had encountered a couple of bandits and thieves along the way, and they were just nuisance, really. At this, Naruto would then smirk, as he would then say, yeah, I guess you're right. As he would smile, this is when Naruto would then turn around, as this is when we're gonna go and change scenes to when they were alive at this chamber. Now, when they arrive here, there would be this desk, almost as if it was like the round table. Each one of them have chairs. There was 9 chairs on each, signifying about 9-tailed beasts. At this, Naruto would then guide them in, as each one of them would take their seats, as Naruto can only sigh. Man, I wish all the members were here. At this, both Yagura and Fu nod at that, as they had to admit it would have been way better if all the Jinchurikis were here, but sadly, each one of them have their own tasks, and there have even been some that they have not even made an alliance with. At this, Naruto would then bring out a seal, as this is when he would then charge chakra. Gaara, are you there? At first, no response had came until suddenly this is when we would then hear the voice of the Kazekage, loud and clear. At this, Naruto wouldn't smirk at hearing his companion's voice, as he wouldn't say, "Well, Garo, I think it's about time I inform you of everything as well as of the recent events." So I'm not going to get into the whole monologue here, but this is where Naruto would begin to explain about all the things that had occurred, the Akatsuki finding him out, pretty much the whole everything. And after he was done, there was just silence until this is when Fu would then speak up. "Wow, you actually rushed at that big, tall, creepy snake guy?" she would say. At this, Naruto and Gaara, heck, even Yagura all sweat drop, as Yagura would then say, "Orochimaru, you Nimrod." At this, hearing the insult, both Fu and Yagura will get into an argument with each other, as truly due to the fact that Yagura has, well, I would say, yeah, he would have more intelligence than her due to the fact that he was a Kage. I would say that he had one over on her. At this, Naruto can only do nothing more but sweat drop as he tries to ease, try to bring the peace. He says, guys, come on, calm down, alright? Let's focus on the real important agenda. At this, hearing this, you'll all calm down as they will then sit down here. As Naruto would then say, "Since the events had occurred, I think it's now that we start pushing our plan into fruition." At this, Gaara wouldn't speak. "What plan?" At this, Naruto wouldn't smirk. "To gain another alliance, of course." Hearing this, each one of the Jinchurikis would then look on, as this is when Naruto would then pull out a seal. As it begins to unwrap, it would show pretty much the entire map of the elemental nations. At this, Naruto would then speak. "Alright, the stone village instantly crossed off, alright? I look too much like Minato," he would say. As Naruto already knew of, he looked too much like the Yellow Flash that he can't go in there and be like, "Yo, what's good? I want to form an alliance with y'all." So, instantly, Stone Village crossed. At this, Gaara would then speak. "Why not the Cloud Village?" At this would actually cause them to actually stop for a moment as, yeah, the Cloud Village, we could try that, but at the same time, I would feel like the Cloud Village would actually demand a Hyuga, and Naruto does not want any of that stuff happening, as Naruto, even though he's sort of, I guess you can say Naruto is an anti-hero, yeah. Even though Naruto is an anti-hero, he doesn't want to go around just sacrificing the Hyuga like that, alright? But this, Naruto would then say, too risky, and we don't really have the right circumstances. At this is when Yagura wouldn't speak up. So, I guess it's pretty simple here. We go to the Mist Village. At this, hearing this already, Naruto and Fu just look at Yagura as if he's stupid. "Excuse me? The village hidden in the mist?" At this, Naruto didn't speak up. "Are you sure about that? After the whole thing." At this, Yagura knew. After all, he was controlled. Due to the fact of the circumstances, Yagura knew that if he were to even make an appearance over there, it will pretty much just be on sight for him, and he will literally be killed off. But at this, Yagura would say, "Well, it was either this or the other two, so it's your choice, unless you want to go to Konoha." At this, hearing the name of his village, Naruto would just glare, saying, "Mist Village it is." As he would then get up, Naruto would then look over the balcony, of course. He looks over at his village. The village that, although is small, is slowly coming together. As Naruto would then say, "Trust me, the future is bright. I can tell." At this, each one of them would nod as Naruto would then say, "We're going to the Mist Village. But it looks like we're going to need a little help." Already knowing where this is going, Yagura would speak. Nope, I won't do it." At this, Naruto and Fu would give him a cheesy grin, as Yagura would just gain a tick mark. "Damn you!" As he then says, "Come on. Oh, come on, it's not that bad." At this, Yagura would then look at him. "You're not the one who got possessed to attack your own village and pretty much turn everyone against you that you care and love into an enemy." At this, Naruto then shrugged. Tomato, we're going." At this, Yagura just goes ahead and looks down and says, "Fuck me." At this is when Fu would then make a sly joke. Right, as if any girl would. At this is when Yagura would then speak. "Damn you, Fu!" As this is where I'm going to end this what if. Hope y'all do enjoy. Sorry if you guys hear some interference into the audio. That's mostly due to the fact that I'm still getting a little bit of technical difficulties. But hey, I recorded. Now guys, if you hear this what if felt a little bit off and everything, I apologize for that. It's because literally, not gonna lie, after everything that's been going on for me, I tried so hard to try posting this video out. I didn't really get that whole strategizing phase like I usually do when I'm making my what ifs. So if you guys don't know, like when I'm about to post a what if, I like to like take my time, like sit down, maybe read a book or something, maybe watch some TV, and it's then like my mind is like clicking like, okay, what should I do for this what if, what part, and I just write it down. So I didn't really get much chance to do that brainstorming session, but hey, I think I did a pretty good idea. But either way, guys, I'm so glad that you guys are enjoying your July. I want to ask that if any of you guys are enjoying it. If you guys are not, it's okay. Yeah, I just hope you guys are doing good. That's the most important thing. Another thing is that I'm actually gonna try my best to get back into the swing of things. I'm already writing scripts. I'm already like brainstorming ideas about what could happen, how cool things are. So yeah. I also decided to practice trying not stuttering, which sadly is not working out as much as I think it does. Who knows, really? But either way, guys, that's the only thing I'm just gonna announce. I'm gonna try my best to try to come back and everything. And yeah, hope y'all do enjoy this video. And either way, it is Sage Samurai, and I'm out. Peace. Alright, bye.